Howdy, gamers, geeks,
Okay,
goblins. Welcome to the Fantasy Fight Club podcast. Today I'm joined by Jakeem, Cryptic, and Goblin. I'm your host, Kenny, and today's topic is going to be about Batman and Spider-Man. Batman versus Spider-Man, rather. Cryptic, you were the one that came up with that idea, so you have any starter questions to go off to start this?
let's see. Let's see. Just first question. Just who you guys swinging for? I'm so Spidey.
You're swinging for Spidey.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm probably going to go for Spider-Man also. Um, yeah, there's more depth into it, but yeah, I think Spider-Man's got this one.
Oh boy,
So
someone's got to go for Batman.
are
Otherwise,
we
this is
all
just.
just on team ready right
Are
now?
are we all on Team Spidey right
It
now?
seems
What do you think, Goblin? Who do you think they
I'm
got?
dark. I'm darkness, so I got to go with Batman. I'm sorry.
okay. To keep
So we
this
have
from
Be an
okay, to
we
odd
have
keep
man
this
one
from
out.
being a
1 to 3.
keep this from being a 3v1, have a conversation with Goblin about why we think this, or that. Okay.
Okay, so and these Fantasy Fight Clubs topics that we are going to talk about. Uh, there is no prep time for any of these parties that we have. So Batman does not get any sort of prep
We
time whatsoever. Spider-Man gets no prep time whatsoever. They meet each other, let's say New York City. They're just walking down the road. Something happens and they both go to help at the same time, but then they end up fighting each other. How would
they
that
both
go
mistake
down?
each other for criminals.
How would that go down?
That's how the brawl will start.
That's how it'll start.
Like I
Spider-Man will
can
come
see that's how
down.
it starts.
Spider-Man would come down from the rafters and be like, "Why are you dressed in black and walking around? Like, it's nighttime, dude.
Not only that,
Exactly.
Meanwhile,
why are you
Batman sees
dressed like a
something
bat?
and it's
Yes.
Joker ass.
Why are you a bat? Why are you a spider?" Touche.
Yeah.
So
Ah,
so why does everybody think that Spider-Man would be the ultimate winner? Like,
Let's see.
can I jump in
Can I
here?
start,
yeah,
or do you want to give it to Yakim first?
go ahead, Jakeem.
I feel like while Batman has mastered pretty much every arts there is to know, I just don't think he has the agility and the reflexes to keep up with Spider-Man. I just think he can. There will be no way. He's got this. He's got the Spidey sense. He's got a naturally quick reaction time due to that mutation.
Not even just that, but
Okay,
I can't remember.
if you really want to be an asshole, if the only reason just that puts him above, well, not the only, but like the biggest, spider sense. Like,
Okay, so let's just put this at perhaps. Okay, let's say Batman is in his power suit that he used to fight Superman in. He's using that power suit to fight Spider-Man because Spider-Man is technically the strongest Avenger there is because he can lift, what is it, 10 or 20 times his own body weight because he has the abilities of a spider.
That is correct.
I'll,
I'm pretty sure more, but there was an instance where a giant building collapsed on him, and while
Yeah,
everyone was struggling to free him from that rubble,
it was
in
in
his mind it was like a weighted blanket for him, and he felt more comfortable under there than being crushed,
yeah,
so to speak.
wasn't that a comic in one of the comics?
Yeah, that was a moment from a comic. Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of
So
moments from comics, there's also just this one time where Spider-Man was being jumped by the Sinister Six, and he just no diffed them, and which shows how typically he holds back, because his reason for just just for why he doesn't like go like that typically is like when one of you is after me, just I can afford to. When all of you are, just I can't afford to do that.
That is another thing I wanted to jump off of. Do you think that him holding back would be a factor that would give Batman the upper hand? Do you think he would be able to capitalize on that?
I think that would give Batman a little bit of an edge because in every fight that Spider-Man is in, he never gives it his all. He never gives it all. Because if he did, all of his fights would be over in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
one time we saw him give it his all, it wasn't even him. It was from a comic. Doctor Octopus stole,
Superior Spider-Man. Love that
yeah,
run.
Yeah.
stole his body, and I think it was Scorpion who
Yeah,
pulled
it
up
was
on him,
Scorpion.
and one punch literally punched Scorpion's jaw clean off, and that's
He was
when,
holding back.
yeah, and
Oh,
that's
that
when Doc Ock
reaction.
realized like, shit, this dude could have floored me
Yeah.
if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay,
Straight
so
up.
okay, but on the topic of just Batman, Ash, I think he might have just in terms of adapting the fight is motherfucking Dick Grayson, aka Nightwing, his acrobat Robin. Just
So are we saying that
I'm
that
saying
Robin
because he's
is with
trained.
him?
No, I'm saying because
Yeah,
he's
it's a
trained Nightwing,
one-on-one.
he could adapt to acrobatic techniques such as Spider-Man.
I mean, that's true.
Like, yeah, we
That
gotta
is
do our
true.
best to like keep this fair, but just looking on this conversation so far, I feel like we just send just
I think
Bruce to reunite with his parents
I
if
think
we're going to the death.
I think Spider-Man's webs wouldn't be as effective as he thinks they would be because of the blades on Batman's arm, like forearms. Like he'd be able to
I
cut.
Plus the batarangs, he could just cut those off.
I mean, I don't think it'd be super effective. It would come down to basically hand to hand.
And are we
the
talking
tensile
just
strength
natural
of
webs
the
or the web cartridges?
Yeah,
the
that's another
tensile
thing.
the tensile strengths of these webs are a lot stronger than we think. They're like, I
Right.
cannot complete. They're like cable wires that people
Right.
use to hold up cranes and stuff. They're
Well,
not as weak as we think. But
well, a single
what
a
is
single thread
Batman's blades made of?
a single thread of spider silk is stronger than steel broken down to the size. Like if you were to take a piece of steel and make it as thin as spider silk, the spider silk is stronger by weight. So yes,
Okay, then.
the spider web is strong as fuck, but just like Cryptic was saying, are we going off of Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire where he makes his own fluid, or are we going off of the Amazing Spider-Man with
Web cartridges.
web cartridges and shit? I can't think of the dude.
I think we can.
Tom Holland.
I think we can. I think we can take. I think we can take different aspects from different versions and put it together, because that would also include Batman Who Laughs or Batman from
Well,
from any issue of his
oh
comic
yeah, the
or
laughing
from the
Batman.
movie. Yeah,
Let's see,
whichever
another.
you think
Sorry,
would
continue.
give each of them, whichever you think would give each of them an advantage, we can use that and maybe try to find a breaking point.
Another
So-
thing we have to consider is because there are comic runs, there's odds at this point, and both have just died.
So I want to hear from Goblin now, because she hasn't said anything.
So shizzle.
What
I think Goblin's camera shy.
What do you think?
Or audio shy.
What do you think? How do you think Batman would have the advantage over Spider-Man? What advantage do you think he would have that we could throw into the mix?
I feel like he has more street smart. Man. More.
And see, that's the other that's another thing we gotta throw in there too is the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is older, and the Tom Holland Spider-Man is only a teenager. And then you also have what's the other one? The one from the comic book movie. He's a
Miles
preteen.
Morales.
Miles, yeah, he's like a preteen going into a teenager, basically.
He's like I think he's like
Okay,
teen at this point.
Miles Morales is like high school. Tom Holland
Yeah.
is like college, going into college, ending high school, and then Tobey Maguire is college. So I mean, you have the three different
College ages.
street smarts.
I mean, let's not forget
the multiverse.
Yeah.
The multiverse of Spider-Man. Like, there's millions of them. Like, which one are we using?
Okay, so I say just we use just
I say
any
instead
version
of
of Peter Parker with web
Yeah.
cartridges.
yeah, instead of like
Peter Parker that
going
makes
out
his
for
own.
Spider-Man itself,
Yeah,
we can say Peter Parker base because that would eliminate Spider-Man like Spider-Gwen or
Okay.
Hobie Brown, Miles Morales,
Or
those
29B.
types of Spider-Man,
2190
or 29B, or even Penny Parker.
let's see. Are we
It would
giving back to his Batmobile,
I mean,
or are we giving like Arkham style grappling?
if he's in New York, I'd say he'd have some gadget. He probably. How did he get? But
Fair
that's
point.
Semantics.
He could have just like been transported in his Batmobile.
So let's just say that. Let's say Bruce Wayne is in New York for a charity event. Okay? And Spider-Man, which one are we going with?
Peter Parker.
Peter Parker. Okay, so
Let's just say Peter Parker.
Okay, so Bruce Wayne is in New York for a charity event, and Peter Parker lives in New York, so he's got the home street advantage on that. Now let's see.
They also just leave from just for the charity event because Peter's taking photos for the Daily Bugle on it.
Now let's say Peter Parker's there for the Daily Bugle, taking pictures for the newspaper and all that. Bruce Wayne is there, so he's taking pictures of Bruce Wayne and all this. And then as they're leaving, Peter Parker is getting pictures of Bruce Wayne getting into his car, and something happens. Bruce Wayne hears it. He looks over, tells his security guards he'll be right back or whatever, and then disappears. But Peter Parker sees this and follows him. He sees him change into the Batman outfit, and so he goes and changes into a Spider-Man outfit. And then
more like take off his clothes into his Spider-Man outfit.
Right. And then he just kind of jumps in front of Batman and he's like, what are you doing? Like, are you going to help or are you going to go, like, you don't look like a good guy.
And we know how
Bruce cooperates in other people's cities.
Yeah,
exactly. He just does his own thing. He does not care. So
yeah, he tries.
Spider-Man is trying to question him.
He tries to push
Batman's
back.
not having any of it.
So how's this all start?
And the brawl ensues.
Okay.
So who throws the first punch, Batman or Spider-Man?
Batman for sure.
Okay.
Definitely Batman.
So Batman throws the first punch. Spider-Man catches it. Realizes that something's about to go down. How does Spider-Man go from here?
I think just it would go one of two. He's either just jump back without attacking, or jump back doing a flip kick in Bruce's face. That's one of the first two just variations I can see this down. But for the sake of the fight, for the one where he just kicks him square in the jaw.
Yeah,
Which
instead
Bruce
of
has reinforced with his bat suit.
Yeah, not getting too much into the details and the nitty. And Bruce is getting overwhelmed, and he's the first to bring out some gadgets.
Yeah, there's also just
So he
another
throws
way
down,
just
like, a
that
smoke
this
bomb?
interaction could go down, but it doesn't involve a fight. So I'll save that for.
Yeah, let's say he uses the smoke to try and blind Peter. The smoke's enveloping the area, and he attacks from within said smoke. But as we know, the Spidey sense, he is able to dodge it.
Yeah.
Let's say he throws a batarang. He dodges it, he uses the web and throws it right back in came from. Does it hit Batman? Maybe not. But he
Alright,
is
no.
able to anything that try to throw at it.
Now here's the question for the fight moving forward. Do you think Bruce figures out the Spidey sense? I
Oh
think
yeah,
he does.
absolutely, absolutely.
And do
I
you
think he
think he has
figures.
a way around it?
I think he figures that out within the first couple batarangs that he throws, because Batman hardly ever misses with his batarangs. He throws them exactly where he wants. Even if he misses the person, he misses on purpose. Like he knows exactly where he wants to throw them. So I think he figures out the Spidey sense after a couple batarangs, and then I believe he would try to gain some kind of height advantage on him to get situational awareness of the area. So he would use his grappling hook, go up to the rooftops, but Spider-Man would just follow behind him with his webs.
Bruce would certainly use it like a decoy tactic, like throw a batarang meant to for him to dodge so he can grapple away.
Yep. So he would figure out the Spidey sense. He would throw one to distract him and get away with his grappling hook.
And did we establish that this Peter Parker is using web comics?
Using what?
Yes, we've
All right,
established this. So they're both working with limited batarangs, gadgets, and just web cartridges and web gadgets.
Okay.
Anything you want to add, Goblin?
How's it just been all talking, so I've been waiting.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
you're part of
add
this too.
to it.
Add
You're,
to
you're
it.
welcome to join in, but but add something like now. You know, we don't want to like accidentally steal the combo again.
This last thing that was said. Everybody, for me,
Well,
everybody's talking at the same time. Can never
we're
tell.
we were saying that
We're
they were
breaking
at
that
they were
down
at
how
like
the
a
fight would go.
they were at like a charity event, and then Spider-Man sees Bruce Wayne turn into Batman, puts his costume on. So he puts his costume on, outfit, whatever, and then goes to question him because Batman doesn't look like a good guy. So he goes to question him, and Batman is just arrogant, so he goes to push past him, and a fight ensues. So how do you think the fight would go? Would it be what we were saying, how Batman would throw the first punch, Spider-Man would stop it, and then there'd be a smoke bomb thrown, batarangs, all that kind of stuff? Or do you just think it would be straight to hand?
Honestly, as far as fights go, he's probably got the strength. But Spider-Man's gonna have the agility to combat whatever he can do to him. So I guess I'm on the fence. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Say Batman has the martial arts ability, but he's also limited to his strength, and Spider-Man constantly holds back in all of his fights. He never gives all of his strength. The only time he's ever given all of his strength is when, like Yakeem said in the comic book, when he stopped the building from falling on people, when he stopped the train in the first movie. That's
When
another
he was
time
being jumped by the Sinister Six.
Yeah, it's like he's only used full strength a few times. So
I would also like to add, right, it's not as powerful as, let's say, Deadpool's or Wolverine's, but he heals a lot faster than a normal person would.
right, Spider-Man,
Okay,
yeah.
do you want my TLDR on how I think just this fight would go?
Go for it.
Let's see, in just almost just about just the two would fight just whether hand to hand on an alley across the city, just in a mobile way, and just Bruce will find a way just to find an opening to or overwhelm his Spidey sense and just get the upper hand. But ultimately, I think just the fight will end, just with Spidey holding less back beating Bruce to the ground and just Bruce going to Gotham saying, Alfred, update my files. Kid will make a great Robin, though.
I think I may be on the fence also now, because I just thought of something. So,
Yeah?
just like you were saying, Cryptic, Batman would have the martial arts and the fighting knowledge on how to and where to go for a fight. So, this being started in an alleyway and questioning, he would use his grappling hook to get to the rooftops and then find an open area. He would figure out the Spidey sense thing pretty quickly, and he would almost probably do what Spider-Man did to Venom, where he surrounded Venom with all those metal rods and then rang him so the sound fucked with him. Batman would
Wait, he's
probably
got the black suit on for this?
Batman does. That's what I'm saying.
Batman?
No, what I'm saying,
we mean
what
like
he
the
meant,
Venom suit.
what
No, what
meant is
I
that-
meant is when Spider-Man was fighting Venom, he put the metal rods in the ground around Venom and then rang on them so the sound fucked him up.
But that's
right?
a thing specific to
So-
just Venom.
Right,
Like,
but I feel like Batman would use some kind of sound grenades to throw around, or like a circle around Spider-Man, and set him off like an
like to a
EMP to fuck
spider
with the
sense.
spider sense, and then he would be able to get in close. I think he would do something like that. So now I'm on
that
the
does
fence.
make a lot of sense.
Now I'm on the fence of who would win.
no, dang, this is actually fair now.
Yeah, it's getting to be
think-
fair.
I think that would also tie into Peter's like super strength, where when Batman would hit him, he'd take the punch, but it wouldn't phase him as much as we think it would.
Right.
And then Batman would realize he's a lot stronger than he looks. I gotta start pulling shit out my sleeve
So then
to
he would
actually
dip.
put
So
some
then
damage on it.
he would dip out and go get the Superman suit, the Superman battle suit.
Most likely,
Come back in
leaving
this big ass Batman
leaving
metal armor.
Spider-Man
Right.
to basically deal with whatever caused them to suit up in the first place.
Right.
And in the
I-
middle of all that, Batman would probably pull back up with his powered up suit, and Spider-Man would be like, "Oh my God, what do you want?" And they'd go at it again. This time,
Yeah.
Batman is hitting him hard, feeling it, and he's like, "All right, this guy means business. I gotta
What-
put some more effort into this."
What is technically Spider-Man's weakness?
Okay, so
I'm not so sure he had.
I mean, other than like being a human, like if you
his
shoot him,
weak-
he's
let's
gonna die.
see.
Same thing with Batman. Like,
yeah,
Other
that's
than that, what
that's
is his
basically
weakness?
it. You know, he's harder to kill.
'cause he can.
I
he
think
can
his
fall
I think
from-
his weak
He can fall.
I think
from
his
buildings
weakness
and
is
still
more
survive.
mental. I think his weakness is more mental than physical, because the one thing
Yeah.
the one thing
Fucks with
Spider-Man
him the
struggles
most
with the
is
one
loss
thing
of
he
family.
struggles with is knowing
It's his personal
when
life.
to stop. Spider-Man does not know when to stop helping people. We've seen it in an issue of a comic. There's a guy going around. He's like a vampire, but the only thing that can sustain him is literal spider people. So he's hunting down people with the powers of Spider-Man, and he's draining their life force. And Spider-Man fought him, and let me tell you, this is the one man fight, because each time they fight, none of Spider punches are phasing him, but each time he hits Spider-Man by and each time Spider-Man runs to regroup, the guy starts attacking random people, causing random mayhem, forcing Spider-Man back into the fight. And he's just like, I know it's him trying to draw me out. Am I really this gullible, or do I just not know how to leave well enough alone? So each time he knows the guy is drawing him out, and he still goes to try and help.
He
And I
don't
think
even.
that's his.
He doesn't
and I
know
think
when
that
to leave well
that's-
enough alone.
Yeah, that is Spider-Man's weakness. He's always gonna try to help someone.
He always
But
goes
do you
in.
think Bruce would resort to just attacking random civilians to get the edge on a fight, Spider-Man? Like,
Now,
do
I
you
don't
think
think
he'd
he
stoop that
will.
low?
No, I don't
I don't
know.
think he
They're
will
both they're
because
both too
that's
good of
just
a
gonna give.
person. Both too good of people.
Yeah, that's just gonna give
Yeah.
Spider-Man
That's against the morals.
try and take Batman down. I think that eventually something will happen, like their fight is cause some collateral
Interrupted.
damage. It people in danger, and both both eventually make an attempt to save danger. Makes them
Like,
realize that
Okay,
yeah,
so
we
then
should not be fighting.
it'll reach the point to just where just they're either interrupted by one of Spidey's rogues
So-
gallery, or just there's civilians on the line just due to just collateral damage across the city, where they're like just fuck this fight, it's time to clutch up and
hold on,
save people.
hold on. So then would it be this? Would it go charity event? All right, let's go. Hey, there's something happening. I'm gonna go save them. Hey, what are you doing? You don't look like you're a good person. There's a fight. Get away. Something happens that they cause. They go to help, and then it turns into a contest of who can help the best.
Yeah, honestly, this is one of the only I don't see anything in like bloody murder from what was mentioned. So I think this encounter will most likely just to like a temporary fight, but whatever, just bullshit just comes to interrupt them, and then just Batman offering just Spidey just do you want a new Robin? Do you want to be my new Robin? Because if you don't know this in the as of recently, just Damian Wayne quit being Robin, so Batman's left without a Robin now. The
And
position's open currently.
I feel like that would prompt Spidey to be like, "What's a Robin?"
Yeah, no, dead ass. And just Bruce will just show up like two figuring out who like Spider-Man is, saying just listen, the Robin position pays, and just Spidey's basically just I've already built.
I think we're getting ahead of ourselves here. We're still
Yeah,
within the
way too ahead of ourselves. But it's
gonna
probably
have
the
the upper
likeliest
hand.
ending between the two.
So
I feel like once manages to overwhelm Peter's Spidey senses, he's gonna get a couple of hits. He definitely is gonna get a couple of hits.
yes, and he's only gonna be able to do that once or twice because he's limited
Exactly.
on equipment.
I can
And
just
not-
picture the
and
fight
not
where
even
just
that.
sorry, continue.
Not even that is just the fact that once it Spider-Man, so you basically can't pull off the same move twice.
No, not with either
Yeah.
of them actually.
Yeah, so
One random tidbit of the I can see just mask, but just Spidey like gluing off the webs in his eyes before like he could see and getting it back. like that's just like a random. Another thing I can see is just like at the less serious stages of the fight, like Spider-Man's just throwing around his his usual quips, getting like just getting a hot dog, like mid-fight, get his strength back up. Like it's irrelevant to the outcome of the fight, but it's just great characterization for for this encounter.
But yeah, Batman will eventually be able to sense. I feel like Spider-Man would recover from it fast enough and well enough that he won't get caught off guard like that again.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
so
he wouldn't get
if this
cut off
encounter is
second
just
time.
straight up violent, it just I feel like Spidey would eventually just win since in a draw, because in the encounter that just you keep mentioned, just that with the vampire dude, that not 100% sure, but that lasted for like across the span of like days. The vampire would like jump, like he
Yeah,
wasn't just
it
always
did.
flat out attacking.
It
You
did
civilian.
last. It did last. Spider-Man was fighting him
Let's see, how
nonstop.
long?
You it lasted like 3 or 4 days nonstop, and his breaks, I use air quotes, when he would get away would only last like 2 3 minutes at most, because immediate sight of him, he started attacking random civilians, forcing Spider-Man right back into the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't
yeah,
think
we can
I
say
honestly.
and his durability also give him a upper hand against Batman.
Okay, so I've categorized just how I think in three ends. Just the violent end to the encounter, just the likeliest end towards the encounter, and just the wild card end of the encounter. Just
So even if we put the most basic, weakest Spider-Man against one of the strongest Batmans we know of, Spider-Man would still win.
let's see. No, because if we're going for just like the strongest one, I think that's the most Batman, who basically just tormented just his parents' killers, telling him just, "Hey, I'm a god. I'm the people you murdered in that alley," and just erased his memory like in a jail cell.
And there are also versions of Peter Parker's Spider-Man who is just completely untouchable, like cosmic Spider-Man. So doing most powerful wouldn't matter here, but I
So
feel
yeah,
like
I think in their base forms they're just really like
yeah, I'm
evenly
for the sake
matched,
of
just for the
argument,
most part.
we do base forms, and like I think Spider-Man takes it regardless.
Yeah. I would say there
Purely
are
for
some
the fact
alternative
of
endings to
his
the fight where just Bruce tries to recruit Peter as a Robin.
Yeah, purely for the fact of his regeneration, his super strength, spider sense, his durability. It gives him more of an edge to Batman's pretty much being a guy in a suit, of a skilled guy in a suit.
Right.
Yeah,
But
I've
then,
locked in my vote.
but then again, Batman has like his vehicles too. So if he has the chance to get away to get to the Batcave to start a preparation state after the first initial fight.
Let's see, fair, but you also have to
But
remember that also gives
Yeah, it also gives Spider-Man
he could
time to
get his
prep.
Iron Spider suit or even the black suit if he's really pissed off about it, which
but yeah,
unlikely, but just
if we're forcing prep time for them to re-encounter, how long would this prep
Okay,
be?
yeah. So let's do that. So this first half of the talk we were talking about no prep time whatsoever. Okay. And
yeah,
I
it's about
believe
time we add the factor of
hold
which
on.
would give Batman an edge.
So the first talk was no prep time whatsoever. Let's take a vote. I vote Spider-Man would take the fight with no prep time whatsoever.
I
Cryptic.
also go Spider-Man.
Okay, so that's 2. Cryptic, what
Let's
do you
see.
say?
Let's see.
No prep
I'm
time.
fine either way. Just, no prep time keeps these encounters the most fair, for the most part.
Right. But let's just vote for a no prep time fight. They just run into each other. Spider-Man starts questioning Batman what he's doing because he doesn't look like a good guy, and then the fight just happens. Who would win, Spider-Man or Batman? No prep time whatsoever.
Spider-Man.
Okay, so that's 3.
You're looking like you're far from
Spider-Man
Kenzie, though.
probably.
Okay,
Spooky.
so we're all
I can see
voting.
him saying that.
We're all voting Spider-Man would take the fight with no prep time whatsoever. Now,
Yep.
let's say that this first fight happened. Batman got his fucking ass beat, okay? Got his ass whooped. damn near to the point where he had to call up Alfred to be like, "Come save me, Alfred." Well,
No, I can see it more so like just like he just like got his ass and went running back to God, and on the comms like that moment, Alfred, update my files.
so he goes back to the Batcave. He makes it back to the Batcave, and he calls up Fox and he calls up Alfred and he gets all this new shit to combat Spider-Man, to take him down. Spider-Man on the other hand gets pissed off that Batman got away. And let's just say that Spider-Man has heard around town that if Batman gets the time to prep for a fight, he wins every fight. So Spider-Man goes off. What suit does he get? Does he go get Venom to fight with him in a symbiote suit? Does he go get the Iron suit? Does he go to the multiverse and go get 2090 Spider-Man? Like what Spider-Man are we bringing to this fight?
I think he's got the Iron Spider, because if he
For the
uses those
sake
sound
of,
grenades, he knows he's fucked.
For the sake of argument, let's go with the Iron Spider, because there's multiple Venom. The Venom suit would probably lead to Spider-Man killing.
Yeah, the Venom suit would just...
Yeah,
no matter what.
Way to say the quiet part out.
He would just end up dying. But that's okay.
Like, you ever seen those just... Spider-Man's just throwing his knees down into the ground. Like, Yakeem, have you seen like that footage floating around? No.
Say that again.
Just picture Teen Titans Robin just doing the knee slam on Bruce as at the Spider-Man. Like that's what he'd do with the black.
So yeah, let's go Iron Spider. He has tech now. He has more mobility. He has sensors to help him with his spider sense.
See, that's the one that's got the 4 legs on it. It's the one with the wingsuit in it and all that kind of stuff.
Yep. He has, just like Bruce. So is Spider-Man.
Okay. So
how does that should go with just the enhancement from Batman Beyond that he prepared for himself?
But
he's using it in his prime.
What would Batman get to combat the Spider-Man though? Because this is a completely new enemy to him. He's never fought anyone like this. So what type of new gadgets do you think he would come up with to fight Spider-Man?
Like he would definitely add some more oomph to his sound grenades that he used to overwhelm Peter's spidey sense the first time.
Right.
I feel like he'd have EMPs on hand to try to disable the spider suit.
Well, he doesn't. Well,
I
guess if he's prepping, he would know what suit Spider-Man's bringing, wouldn't he?
He doesn't know.
Okay, so because he's prepping,
he's bringing, but he's covering all his bases.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Let's say this: because Batman got away and is now able to do his prep time, he was able to get a
the information from their first.
No. He was able to get a micro tracking camera put onto Spider-Man's suit. So as he's getting his stuff prepped, he sees that Spider-Man is going to get the iron suit, and he sees what that suit has, and he figures out some stuff to combat that. What would those things be?
We should also note that
definitely be the sound grenades, EMPs.
We should also know that his Iron Spider suit is nanotech, and I'm not sure EMPs work on disabling nanotech.
And even if it do, the suit's pretty advanced. How long do you think he can just?
It won't be disabled for too long. Disabled.
Right.
It does work.
I definitely think it's a toss-up.
Let's say it disables his suit for 10 seconds.
Bet.
Let's just say.
I feel like because Batman is coming back with a lot more shit. Peter is able to use that extra mobility to his advantage because aside from Batman's glider and his grappling hook, I'm not sure it's gonna be. I'm not sure it's gonna be enough against an enemy who is web swinging, can
Let's see.
wall climb slash wall running, and has high mobility.
Right.
There is one thing I can think that just would, and it's like I, I'm not sure how canon this. But do you remember Batman Beyond? Imagine
Uh,
he's using that
Beyond,
suit, but in his
beyond.
prime.
okay. The Batman Beyond. Let's.
Like with the suit, like the suit, not like Batman Beyond, because that's a different Batman entirely.
I mean, we can use that suit to give Batman more of an edge.
I feel like just he's winning
Maybe
with
bring
that.
him up to par. Maybe.
Like I feel with
Maybe.
prep time, just the Batman Beyond suit, just and with Bruce being just closer to his prime than he was in the show, he has a higher chance of winning with in those specific circumstances. But this is why the prep time thing is still a toss up. Batman's got his higher mobility, just basically laser webs, the little spike things that come out of that suit.
And
the
we
spider
should
webs.
That's what I
also
was talking about.
note
Is the
that
spikes on his arms and stuff would be able to cut the webs in the first fight.
No,
should
we're talking
also
about the
note that,
extendable just spider arms that come out of the Iron Spiders.
we should also note that Spider-Man's prime is never his actual prime because as he grows, he gets stronger. So the Peter slash Spider-Man that's fighting now isn't even at his strongest because he can get stronger.
Let's
And
see.
do we even win the fact Peter just stops? Well, not completely stops, but he pulls his punches a lot less for the second fight.
Oh
You
yeah,
need to remember
definitely.
he has that strength too, that super strength.
Oh yeah, he would definitely not hold back as much the second time. Because he would
I
see that Batman would come back in an improved suit. Be like, oh, alright, motherfucker, let's fight.
Plus,
Yeah,
plus
and
just at any
keep in
time,
mind
at any time, just should Bruce just make the wrong move in a fight, just Spider-Man could just web him up and just wail on him.
on top of that, he is on top of the super strength, he is being enhanced by the Iron Spider suit. I feel like a lot of people gloss over that fact. The suit's not just for show. It's not just for the gadgets.
Theatrics.
It
Yeah.
does enhance his strength as well.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. Just this is why I'm not like the biggest fan of just Batman wins any encounter at times. Cause super hyper specific, and Batman probably doesn't have like just all the information he's getting from like one encounter.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
definitely
I
not
still
going to get
think-
all the information off of one fight.
But I do think
Yeah.
that just the prep time are fair for Batman because there's that comic was just the Justice Buster that he used to take down the League. Like he did just like put the pause on the League, but that suit lasted like 4 minutes before getting broken down.
Yeah, I still think in this Batman's favor, I still think Spider-Man is gonna take it for the sheer fact that he just would not be able to compete with what Spider-Man can do.
Yeah.
True.
Plus with the fact that just Bruce can just go back to his city at any time. But if Spider-Man like allows him to just like run the streets of New York, just the people of New York will be feeling more scared, which is sort of like part of just Spider-Man's identity. Like everyone feels safer when Spider-Man is around, whereas just in Gotham, just people just are only feel safer because the criminals are scared. Just Spider-Man's presence alone is enough to.
Yeah, that is
In a
another.
bank robbery.
That is another good point because Batman also relies on the fear factor because they're criminals. Yes,
Yeah.
they're gonna do whatever, but they also fear Batman. They also fear Batman. Spider-Man is not gonna be afraid. He's just not.
Not really.
He'd be throwing quips the entire time.
Spider-Man is very rarely.
You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I said Spider-Man is very rare.
Ah, you cut out a bit. My bad. But yeah,
So we
I
still
agree with
think
just
Spider-Man just wins overall. No matter what happens, he just wins.
I'd
Yeah,
say a good six
I
out of
think he
10.
takes it.
A good
I
six
think he
out
takes
of
it.
10 times. I don't want to be
Yeah.
just like I don't want to be blazing because I think
Yeah, I'll say Spider-Man wins at
specific
least 7 out
situations
of
where
10 times.
Batman will win.
I think Spider-Man would win 70% of the time, at least.
65 on my end. 60 to 65.
How do you win half a fight if there's only 10 of them?
Oh, no!
They call it a draw and call it even. They shake hands and walk away.
Yeah, because because I do see situations where just where just at any point in just any of the situations where just they can end things amicably, because you wouldn't tell me that Bruce you wouldn't see just a slight orphan in just red and blue with act skills, powers, and just would not want to take him over under his wings. There's situations where that's, you know.
Yeah. But I still say Spider-Man would win at least 7 out of the 10 fights. I'll
Fair.
give Batman at least 3 fights.
Let's see. I'm a bit more generous, and I can see just probably like 3 or 4.
What do you think, Jakeem?
Yeah, I'd say those odds sound about right.
Yeah.
Goblin,
Anyways,
it is your turn to speak. Now you have to
Yes,
go all
Gobby.
45 minutes while we stay quiet. I'm kidding.
so bad for
I'm
just like
kidding.
talking this much without her.
She's just been listening.
Yeah, I think she prefers to listen and give occasional input.
Guys, we have our first listener.
Oh, you're doing her dirtier than the Black Ghost. You're doing her dirtier than the Swamp of Aeonia.
Oh, what do you
Dirtier than the
think?
gutter.
Out of 10 fights, who would win? Out of 10. Would you give them all to Spider-Man? Would you give 9, 8, 7? How many?
6 or 7. And I'm gonna give
Oh,
Batman
wow.
2, but that's only if he has prep time. Because let's face
Smooth.
it,
If he's got prep
unless he's
time,
got prep
there's a
time, he's just a
possibility.
man in a suit.
Yeah.
He ain't got his gadgets, he ain't got shit. He's just
Yeah.
got his wits and what he's got on him.
And his
Spider-Man's already
martial
ready to
arts,
go.
but that's gonna fall flat just against
You have to pick
Spider-Man.
the one who logically would win that. It's just not.
Yeah. Well, we've got a consensus here.
All right. Well, we all say that Spider-Man will win. Just overall, no matter what, even if there's prep time for Batman, we all still think that Spider-Man would overpower him and just win at least 6 or 7 out of the 10 fights if they were to win or fight 10 times. So, down in the comments, let us know what you guys think. Who would win, Spider-Man versus Batman? You all know our thoughts.
We're always open.
Yep, you know our
And
thoughts.
if you've got any matchups just you wanted to see us cover, let us know in the comments as well.
Yep. Put all, your,
Comment, and subscribe.
put all your thoughts, ideas down in the comments. Maybe we'll talk about them one day. Until next time, this is the Final Fantasy. Damn it. I messed it up again.
Fanny
Fantasy Fight Club. This is a Fantasy Fight Club podcast. There we go.
That's what editing
Fantasy-
is for.
Fantasy Fight
Yes,
Club
we've
podcast.
got the editing. Internet. We
Until
have-
next
you have-
time.
We
Later.
can post the bloopers too at some point.